Hi everybody, what's going on? TJ here from Midlife Karting Crisis, and in this video we are going to answer a question from Jim Willits. His question was, what is the best way to get the maximum benefit out of a test or a practice day? We're going to cover that in this video. Right now though, what you need to do is hit pause, scroll down and click on subscribe, and also click the notification bell so that way you don't miss any future videos that might help you be a better racer and get more enjoyment out of karting. Jim, first off, thanks for the great question. You know, I've been to the racetrack on several occasions and seen people waste a tremendous amount of time and resources on a track day, practice day, test day, whatever you want to call it. And all they do is go out and run laps, and they really don't have an end play or an end goal in mind. Test days should be treated no different than race days as far as your preparation leading up to. Your car should be ready to go when you get there and ready to set your tire pressures, top off the fuel, and you should be ready to run. In addition to that, in the days and weeks leading up to that test day, you should have a very specific list of changes you want to make, what those changes are designed to accomplish, so when you get to the racetrack, you have an organized list so that way you can more efficiently use your time. Whatever your changes are, and these are things that you can talk about with your tuner, with other racers that you share information with, really doesn't matter what they are, but it is important to have a list and prioritize those things as to what you want to change, whether it's handling, gearing, tire pressures, whatever. Just make sure you have them in a list and make sure you have the problem that you're trying to solve with that. Once you get to the track, the next thing is to set your baseline. This is going to be your first session out on the racetrack. Leave the kart as it was last time you raced it with the exception of preparation, meaning don't go there with any of the changes put on the kart. You need to lay down a baseline as to what that particular day's track conditions, weather, etc., what is your baseline? You can't go based on the last night race if you're going to be there in the middle of the afternoon. The track conditions are different and the lap times are going to be different. So we want to see what your baseline is on the day you're at the racetrack. So go out, I recommend a 8 to 10 lap session. So go out and run your 8 to 10 lap session, come back in, check the data. You're looking at lap times. If you're chasing gearing, you're looking at RPM. Of course, your RPM can also, you can use to gauge your handling. What are your RPMs coming out of the corner? Exit speed is everything in racing. We all know that. But take notes of this, write it down. Now we're ready to make your first change. So let's say, for example, you're having handling issues and you want to try some different tire pressures. No problem. At this point, go ahead and make your tire pressure change. Up, down, whatever you determined you want to try first. Again, write this down. Very important to write everything down along with as much information as you can about what you were feeling and what the conditions were. Again, the more information you have now, the more information you have available to you when you're trying to solve a problem on a race weekend, and we don't have the luxury of all this extra time. Next session, we want to repeat session number 1. If you ran 8 laps in your baseline session, go out this time, run 8 laps. Run the same line, same braking points. The only thing that should be different should be the tire pressures. As you come off the racetrack, again, go through your data. Were your lap times better, worse? Were you getting off the corner better, or were you getting in the corner worse? Whatever the situation is, again, write this all down. Now, you're now going to go back to your previous tire pressure before you change anything that doesn't have to do with tires. Let's say you decided the kart's a little too tight, so you want to go out on the tread width on the rear end. Back your tire pressures back down where they were for your baseline session. Move your tires in, out, whatever you decide they need to do. Repeat the procedure. 8, 9 laps, whatever you ran in the first time, come back in, do the same data download. By doing this, you're assuring that whatever changes work for you, you'll know what they are. If you change 2 or 3 things at the same time, you don't really know what fixed your problem and what didn't. More importantly, at the end of this day, you have now got page after page of notes of how different changes affected the kart. Let's say you go to the racetrack and it's 20 degrees cooler 3 or 4 months down the road. Some of this information you had that necessarily didn't work for you 3 months ago might pay some dividends for you in these different track configurations or different track temperatures. So all this information is very valuable, but you have to write it down. I recommend carrying a notebook and just jotting down notes as you go along. Every time you get out of the kart, jump out, measure tire pressures, write down your lap times, and then any notes about what you were feeling about the handling or the drivability of the kart. Hopefully this video will help you out. It'll allow you to get a little more productivity out of your track time, your test days, and of course, it'll make karting more fun. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Again, please scroll down if you haven't already. Click subscribe, click notifications, and please share the video and give us a thumbs up. And again, your comments are always welcome. If you've got something that works real good for you in testing and I didn't cover it, hey, leave it down in the comments. We'll be sure to talk about it, maybe even make another video. Again, Jim Willits, thanks for this great idea for the video. Talk to you soon.